episode of the YouGrind, and we have here
Ethan Gelston. Nice to meet you guys.
So Ethan, tell me about yourself.
I'm 20 years old. I grew up in the Bay Area, and I'm interested in film. Always have been. And in my senior year of high school, I was kind of at a crossroads of what to do with my life. And
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Northgate High School in Walnut Creek, so right down the road. But yeah, I got a letter from my 5th grade self in senior year of high school, and the entire letter was from my child self, and it was all just about film, pursuing film. What are we doing now? Are we still into it? And at the time, I was still very into it, but I still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I decided at that moment that I was going to pursue film fully and wholeheartedly, and that's what I've been doing ever since. I've done 4 or 5 short films, and I've kind of tried to put myself in different roles for each film. You know.
What do you do on your films then?
I do a little bit of everything. I've edited all of them. I assistant direct. I've directed 2 of them. Wrote, co-wrote, produced. Was the co-star because in one of them our actor dropped out the night before, so I had to just step in, and I never really acted before, so it was kind of a new experience. But I kind of like putting myself in each role just to get the experience of when I am directing, of what the orders I'm giving to other people, how they perceive it, and stuff like that. So I've kind of found that directing is kind of where I like to is my forte, I guess. And ever since, yeah, we're just doing that. Yeah.
And where'd you learn all this stuff?
At first it was self-taught, and then through school, every time a class would end, I was using everything I learned from that class and putting it into the film. And that's why I think every time we make a new film, it slowly gets better and better. You can kind of tell that we're learning very slowly as a group, but everyone, we kind of are improving little by little.
And you said director is where you're strongest at. What's your least favorite?
Least favorite, I would say, well, for just definitely acting, but for behind the screen, I would say being a first AD. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts.
I just hired a AD for the very first time in my film that I shot about 2-3 weeks ago, and he made my life so much easier.
Exactly, because they take it all.
Oh my God!
Take it all.
Yeah, because that's their job. My job as the producer was to take it all the back end work. I have to do, and then he does all the front.
Exactly,
and that's the first time I ever worked with one. And
oh really?
I'm definitely I gotta have an AD on all my sets.
I totally agree. The distribution of work is so important, because at first I was trying to do everything so I can be like, oh, this is my movie. But just because you're dishing out, some of the responsibility as
not necessarily because this is my movie. I just didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
I didn't go to film school. Everything I have done and learned has been self-taught or told, and I just didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know that all these positions existed for a reason, and there's still lots of things I don't know, and the more I do, the more I grow, the more I get people to help me, and it's pretty nice. When you have the help.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God.
And it helps when they're passionate, because at first I was just having friends doing me a favor, and I couldn't pay them as well, so that passion really wasn't there. And now I have a team of about 7 to 8 crew members that are all very passionate. I don't have to pay them. They want to show up and they want to do what they're doing, and it makes my life so much easier.
What are you doing to get them to do it for free?
Well, they are my friends, but honestly, I think they're on board with each script that we have and each story that we're doing, and each day on set is just fun, and they finally have got that. At first it was kind of a chore and they're doing me a favor, and now that they've done it multiple times,
are
they're
they all
just having a
from
great time.
Concord? Or?
Yeah, they're all from the Bay Area, all high school buddies. Some are older, some are my second in command, I guess. My best friend, who's he writes, he directs, he's doing everything that I'm not doing. When we switch off, basically. His older brother, all his friends are still pretty interested. One of them has his bachelor's in cinema arts, but he couldn't get a job after college. Right. So he came back home. He asked his favorite indie filmmaker, what should I do? If I want to be in your position eventually, what should I do to get there? And he just said, dude, you gotta stop waiting for your mom and you gotta make it now. You gotta make movies, you gotta get behind the camera and just shoot. So he comes back, hits me up because he saw what I was doing via social media, and he's like, hey, you mind if I work for you? I'm not paying, but you mind if I work for you? And I'm like, dude, 100%. So he obviously has a bachelor, so he knows how to do all the audio tech, camera tech, so he's great on operating all that stuff. So little by little, people were coming in, just seeing it through social media, and they wanted to be. They reached out to me, which was way better than me having to reach out and being like, hey, could you do me this favor? It's like, if they're coming to me, I know that they want to be on that film, which is really, really good. Yeah.
I have total experienced than you. I had to build my own team. I had to hire people. I had to fire people. Some people have helped out, but I never had friends or anybody to really back me.
Yeah.
Everything has been like, eat shit, and eat more shit.
Yep.
So we're coming from two different worlds.
Yeah.
And hearing how smoother it has gone, it gives me kind of hope, and also at the same time, like, just to see, like, if we could do something.
Yeah.
You know?
No, 100%.
Like,
yeah.
regardless of whatever background or experience in the film world we have, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, it all comes down to this one project.
Yep.
Can we make it work?
Yeah, it comes down to the effort you put in, for
Right.
sure. And I think it's really cool that you're self-taught and how to do all that. And I think that'll pay off in the future when you have, you know, maybe a budget. Then you already know all the aspects of having to grind it out. So now you can grind it out and just, you know, you have all the experience already,
Right.
which is really cool. But it wasn't always easy, you know.
Of course not.
Actors pulling out last minute on you always sucks. I went through.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gonna share something. Go ahead.
Well, I went through 3 within a 2-day span. We went through, it was co-lead male and female roles, and we went through 3 of each within a 2-day span. So like
That kept dropping?
kept dropping, and I had to get a new one, and get a new one, and get a new one. So that was like obviously a learning experience, but yeah, every day on set definitely brings a new challenge, and it's kind of fun that way. It's like a puzzle, you know.
Yes and no, because you don't want to deal with the complicated
Oh, of course.
situations.
Yep.
But every time that you do, it's like you level up.
Yeah.
And you become more patient or more willing to at least learn how to come up with solutions. Because
Yeah.
filming is problem solving.
Yeah, 100%. Everything is just adapting. That's what
Right.
me and my friend, there's times when like we want to kill each other and fight each other. We're like, because creative differences and all that type of stuff, and we always have to like calm each other down and be like, adapt. You know, we're faced with these set of challenges. Let's adapt, and you know.
You're spending a long time with each other. too.
100%.
So you get in each other's nerves.
Yep.
And all types of stuff, fun
Yeah.
stuff. But this is a new one. I had an issue with an actor in my last film. I accidentally used AI for a poster that I'm promoting, and he like had the biggest flip on me, saying, "Oh, if you don't take this down, then I don't want to be a part of this anymore." I said, "Okay, I'll be a part of it anymore."
Yep. That sounds like an actor. I mean, you know, a lot of people see me. They're like, "Why aren't you an actor?" I'm like, "Trust me, you don't. I would not want to be an actor ever. I'm not that type of person. I'd rather be behind the camera, and be in the creative side." But
So it's obvious and okay that actors make it about themselves.
every time they manage to do it every time.
As long as it's not only me.
No, it's all. I think it's a gene. It's an acting gene. That's how they are.
That they're
And
us.
you gotta exactly. And as the creative, the one behind the camera, it's your process. You gotta direct. You gotta deal with that type of ego and that type of thing. And I don't think you can ever get away from it. I think all actors are kind of like that.
Well, not even actors, everyone. I know I find myself having an ego as
Oh,
a
100%,
producer or whatever.
100%.
Yeah.
And you got to catch yourself. I haven't catch myself. I'm looking at, someone in my classes film, and I'm like, oh, they suck. I'm like, why am I thinking that? That's not cool,
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely dealing with different personalities is definitely a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with my friend, we went from, best friends hanging out, just doing best friend stuff, to mostly the only time we're hanging out is through work, through doing this film. So that's where that butting of heads really came in. But yeah.
How do you keep it balanced?
With him, I literally had to say, because this short film we're working on right now, he wrote and directed, so I'm doing everything. I'm doing first AD, producing, editing. So, we're splitting the workload, and one day he felt that I wasn't putting in enough or something like that, and I felt that I really was. I had just, done everything that I was supposed to do. So we were butting heads, and I said, hey man, look, I want to be your friend, and if we can't work together, I'm going to have to hop off this film, and we could just go back to being friends. But I really can't work with you if this is jeopardizing our friendship. And he said, man, I totally agree. I'm being an asshole. Like, let's take a step back. And we took a step back for a couple of days, came back, had a phone call, everything worked out. I'm still on the film. But it wasn't like threatening, like, hey, I'm off this film if you don't change this or this or this. It was just, I don't want to jeopardize our friendship just so we can finish this short film. So
Right.
we got to work this out, and be able to creatively bounce off each other. So it did work out finally, and we're totally cool. Yeah.
Is communication a big problem for you guys too?
At first it was, definitely, because obviously this isn't what we do full time, we both have jobs, so balancing workload, balancing the film workload, it was a lot. I could tell that I was stressing him out, so we just had to take it back from the work and definitely communicate. Definitely just talk it out.
What about just as a team, like your team, like actors or other people, your team when you're doing a short, is communication also
It's
an
a struggle.
issue?
It's definitely a struggle. You know, you have these people that are on set, they're completely passionate about it, you're excited that they're passionate, and then you're texting the group chat and they're not responding for a day. It's very, very frustrating, but at this stage I think all the actors that are in this one are doing us a favor. Pretty much we're not paying them, so I appreciate what they're doing, but I would prefer a lot more communication. But so far they're doing a great job. You know, all my actors, I don't know if they're watching this, you guys are doing a great job and I appreciate all the help, but sometimes the communication is lacking and we could step it up. But yeah, we have 2 days left of shooting and
you're currently on.
Yeah, they're all ready to go.
I think the biggest thing for us is learning to adapt to their style. Because sometimes people just suck in general communicating, but they're really good at what they're doing. They do the job. So it's like, why am I tripping off their lack of communication if they're doing everything they need to do?
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Like, don't make something that isn't an issue an issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I agree.
Just learning like the goods and bads and balances. I think that's also a big thing.
10,000%. Yep. Yeah. But I mean, when it comes to these actors and not responding, I can't really blame them, and I don't really know how to like get on them, and that's something I kind of want to learn. I don't know if you have any advice, but I kind of want to get a way to communicate without being, rude.
Demanding.
Exactly.
I think that's also one of the struggles also as a producer. You just kind of have to give them their time, their space, you know? Give yourself maybe, okay, I'll give the deadline 5 p.m. They don't answer, I'll text them again or I'll call them. Give them a time frame of time to give them to respond, because they might be busy or they might just forget to reply or they didn't get it or whatever the situation may be. It's not necessarily that they're ignoring you. So just give them a time span. Deadline. And to communicate that. And if they're still not, then you do what you gotta do.
Got it. Yeah, for all the short films we've done, it's just the actors who usually are people who are interested in acting, but they're friends. They're really just doing it as a favor. So, do you have any, platforms or websites that you can find cheap actors? Like,
there's a whole bunch of them on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Facebook groups like Bay Area, Cast in Bay Area, acting, that you could, post on there. There's also Craigslist, not the best.
I've used Craigslist and that was a quite weird experience. My listing said $20 an hour for the shoot. It was the whole film it was for my USC application. So the whole film was a minute and a half. Very short shoot day. We shot for 3 hours. I said $20 an hour. They came. We shot it in 2.5. I said, hey, I'm gonna pay for $3, $60, cool. And he's like, you said 100, and I was like, no, I said 20 an hour. He's like, no, you said $100, dude. And I'm like, if you show me a text right now or my Craigslist ad that says $100, I will give you $200 right now. And he obviously couldn't, so $60. And then by the time I'd finished editing and I sent him the result, I'm like, hey man, thank you so much for working with us. Here's the final result. Let me know what you think. Never responded. So that's maybe just being the actor he was, Craigslist actor. But that was the one weird experience I've had through Craigslist.
Yeah, no, Craigslist is very shady. You never know if you're going to get something good or something bad. Most of them are on there for money, just being honest. But it's always a resource to have. Also, like maybe DVC Drama Club. You could reach out to them or even be active there. I don't know. Clubs, groups. I just recently joined one in Modesto. They're pretty active. So maybe shoot me a text. Maybe I'll have somebody for you. But you just have to talk to people, network. There's no other way.
Yeah, I go to DVC right now, and I've tried to go through the drama program and acting, and a lot of them aren't passionate about putting things in their portfolio. I'm like, through DVC, should be your only goal, is building your portfolio right now. and they're not really interested. So that's what my experience with DVC. But the DVC film program is great. I get a lot of my equipment for free through them. Promotion is free through them, stuff like that. You know, connecting with others that are passionate about film. So it's really cool to have a community like that at DVC.
Right. I'm not a part of it, but we tried filming there. We tried posting flyers out there. So we're there, but not there. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Hopefully, I will not be there anymore soon. 2 years there, but hopefully, I'm getting out soon. Yeah.
I dropped out of I did my 2 years and I quit after that. So
maybe that's how I end up. You never know. You know.
Well, I definitely don't regret not going to college. So
100%. It's everyone has a different path and journey. 10,000%. You know. Yeah. That's what I kind of like about. That's what I was trying to explain to my parents is your journey to not even success, but your journey through film is not set in one way. It's not like a business student.
In fact, most of the filmmakers tell you not to go to film school.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, don't go and get in debt just because you want a degree. Right. And then if you talk to any filmmakers, they're just like, go create, go make. So, I'm trying to do a little bit of both. It's mostly my parents that want me, if they're watching, it's my parents that want me to go and get the degree for it, and you know, I'll go and do that. But I think if I'm in Los Angeles and I have those connections through the school anyways, I think it's probably extremely beneficial to be, you know, in Hollywood. So that's the goal right now. That's the goal. Yeah.
Fuck Hollywood.
100%. It's dying, and it's. I mean, I just saw the Minecraft movie. I'm like, how is this film? What's going on nowadays? You just see these $1 billion budget films that are just pieces of junk, money grabs, action figures, you know, all that crap. So let's bring back real cinema, guys. Let's do it.
So what is something that people don't know about you that you're willing to share with us?
I'm gonna think about that for a sec. Oh, this is a good one. I've been homeless. I've been home. When I was at DVC, my first year at DVC, I had to live out of my car, and my first short film that we finished was about that experience. And while sleeping in the back of my car, I wrote the story in the back of my car. Wasn't able to sleep. It was super cold, so I just grabbed my notebook, started storyboarding, started writing, and that's my first short film called Couch Surfer. Basically about me and my experience. So that was really cool to be able to write and then direct, and while also being homeless. It was quite the experience.
Full circle.
Yeah, it definitely drove me to want to finish it, but also drove me to like want to do it even more. Just to prove, I wasn't even trying to prove anyone wrong. I guess I was just trying to prove to myself that I could like be determined.
What got you in that situation?
Just family issues. My parents separated, and then I just didn't have a place to stay. So I had a place to stay, but it was in Arizona, and the lease didn't start for another 3 weeks. So it was about a month of being homeless. But I just took it as like, hey, if I'm sleeping in my car and I'm going to classes for, 2 hours a day, I have all this other time during the day to do something. So I just started making a film. We shot like that. Over the summer, I edited it, and then I released it when I turned 20.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. Couch Surfer. You can look it up. That's what I'm also trying to do is optimize YouTube searches and stuff, because a lot of times when you look at my stuff, it doesn't come up. So yeah. And then also my production company's name is extremely hard to say. It's called Sapientio, Sapientio. Thinking about changing it just because it's hard to say. And then I'm like, when people ask like, oh, how can I look up your stuff? I'm like, Sapiento Productions. And they're like, how do I spell that? Every time without fail, how do I spell that? So, something like A24. That's really easy to say. So maybe change it. But I've had that account since I was 13 or 14, just doing photography at first, then turned into skate videos, then turned into music videos, and then I realized I don't like doing those things. I like narrative, long form, so I started doing short films, and now we've done 4, and we're working on our 5th right now. So usually the same actors, same crew, kind of revolving. Sometimes it's different, but it's really fun. So this past year.
Would you describe it like low budget, medium budget?
Low budget, absolutely low. Like everything's out of pocket. Sometimes we're in debt. but all the equipment and stuff comes through the school, which is like so helpful. But one of them we did over break, and we had to rent, and I just kind of opened my eyes to the world of, how much it costs.
And there's also grants and loans and marketing,
Yep.
promoting and brands and sponsorings and stuff like that, which that's what would be next for me too. But it's just, I don't want to sit down and write a whole fucking essay, give me your money, kind of
No,
thing.
100%. And also having to go to investors and
Investors, there you go. Yeah,
people that give you money, it's like a lot of the time they just have money. They don't know
right.
things about film. And then trying to connect with them on that like deep film, you know that language.
Right.
They're just like, they just want to see the result. I feel
Right,
like. So
right.
it's hard to get
So
them on board.
we gotta put in the work
Exactly.
to give them something to look at.
Exactly.
And consider.
Exactly. Yeah. Putting the vision on paper. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And that's something I think is super important. Is when you have a whole crew. It's really putting the vision here on paper and distributing it to them so they understand what we're trying to make. Because, I mean, you could film Toy Story and make it a horror movie. You can make anything just by the way that it's created.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And one little thing can change the whole dynamic.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun to kind of try to find not a genre but like a niche almost.
Right.
And I think we're kind of sticking with a grungy, neon kind of noir almost feel to a lot of
I think
ours.
I found my niche yet. Kind of
Good.
just all over the place.
That's good. Then you have a little bit of everything, and then you could kind of figure it out once it
Right,
comes.
once it's all
It comes.
done, yeah.
Yeah. What have you guys made? How?
It's in the works still.
In the works?
We're editing it.
Okay.
It was a mini series called Soul Reflection. It's about a couple people coming together that have a longing of a relationship,
Mhm.
or any friendship, partnership, whatever, and not being able to, basically.
Yeah.
And so right now we're just kind of teasing it and clipping it and putting it out there.
Awesome. Well, I have a film festival on June 7th, right up the road at the Oddfellows on Kyle Road, so literally 10 minutes away. Completely free to enter your film. You can enter as many films as you want. There will be a winner voted by the audience. There's going to be foods, drinks, all that stuff. Connect with other creatives. I just wanted to create a film festival where the submissions are completely free. They're unfiltered. I don't care who. I haven't previewed them and be like yes, no. It's just everyone is allowed to do it. Any submission that's put in, we're gonna show. The venue's
How do I
completely.
submit?
Check out which camera.
It doesn't matter. They all.
Guys, check out my Instagram, SAPIENTIO, Sapientio. There's a QR code there. It's literally 5 questions, super easy. We just want the name of the film, length, genre, your name, and your contact, and that's really it. I'll reach out to you. We'll make We'll help you make a poster. It's just gonna be a really fun experience to connect with other creatives. So
This would be my first film festival.
exactly, it's gonna be mine too, and that's what I was struggling with. I was struggling to find a film festival where we can show. We have all these things done, and I'm like, I want people to see this because I'm not good at social media optimization. I'm good at making films, so I'm definitely trying to find someone to push or get eyes on our things. But I had a bunch of other students that have made cool projects that I've seen in class, and I'm just like, it would be so cool if we could all show up, all dress up nice, pretend that we're made it already, and just show our films and connect with other people for completely free, because I don't like the whole agenda of submitting something, paying, and then you have to
never
get
know
accepted.
what the fuck it's based on.
100%.
It could be as little as location or submitting it already in public. Anything stupid that it could just take you off that,
Yeah.
And it's like you never know because they never give you feedbacks. It's like I'm fucking just giving money to these fucking film festivals and not even knowing why the fuck it got in or it didn't get in.
Yeah, and
It's
you don't
like,
even know if they're actually
fuck.
watching it and screening it. You
Right.
know, they could just be like, "Oh, let's see how many views it got." Nope, it got only 1,000 views. Nope. It's very. I just don't like that community of the film festival audience. That's why I want to create one completely free. Anyone could show up. Admission is free too. So if there's no final entry fee, you can just show up, take a seat, watch 2 of the films, and head out. I really wanted to just make it so everyone there feels that they have an opportunity for their film to be seen, because it's a really, really cool feeling. For our last film that we released, I had people over at my place, and I got a projector, and we had the whole cast, crew, friends and family come over. It was about like 30 to 40 people, and they just watched it. It was only a 5-minute film. They watched it. We had a blooper cut after, and then we just barbecued and had fun, and it was an amazing experience, because throughout the night, people coming up to me saying how, like, what they enjoyed about the film, asking questions, and it was just an amazing experience. So that was only for one. Imagine if there's 20 films, 20 different directors, all had the opportunity to, give a minute speech before their film to say, hey, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm passionate. Thank you for being here. Like, I really wanted that personal connection, because you can watch anything on YouTube or your phone. You can watch reels, but going in person to almost a movie theater setting where you can walk outside and then talk to the director, that's irreplaceable.
Right.
It's really, really, really cool. So
Right.
that's what in 2 months' time,
So-
I would love for you guys to submit your stuff.
Get business cards.
Yep.
Get maybe merch,
Yeah.
posters.
Yep. We're doing posters. That's what we've been doing.
Get your fucking self out there.
Yeah.
And we'll talk after in ways that maybe we can go help you or
Awesome.
be a part of it.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm down, and I'm sure a few of my film friends will be too. So we
More
will make this
submissions, the
fucking
better.
thing a fucking big ass thing. God damn it! This is what the fuck it is about. A community.
Yeah, it's a community about passionate people. That's all it
Exactly.
is. You have to actually want to be here and want to do it.
Right.
If you're just half-assing it, you're never gonna
Right.
do anything good. So, yeah, our company, we have, I want to say 7 or 8 submissions, and then so far we have 9 others, and then how many do you guys submit? It's just, there's 2 months still till there, so hopefully we just fill it all up,
Yeah.
and we go all night, and you can watch as many little short films as you want, find new people, find actors, because I literally told everybody when they submit something, like, invite your cast, crew, friends, and family. Invite everybody, I really want to make this event where people get to connect for free. That's the whole thing. Definitely for free. Maybe in the future it won't, but for now, I want to keep it free.
Maybe you could just, put like a donation box just to keep it going.
100%.
To give back.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with. I know money. I hate to talk about it, but if it wasn't for money, we can't do shit.
Yep.
It's just part of it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and I agree. I also hate it because when you bring the money aspect into a film, it almost destroys it. It almost is like, hey, let's add this $1 million effect, or whatever it might be, just because we have that budget, or I don't even know. It feels like cinema is dying because of the way that the budget is. I mean, look at Anora. Anora had one of the lowest budgets out of any film in the Oscars. Yeah, it swept. That's because the filmmaker actually wanted to make a good film. It wasn't just like, give me this huge budget, Disney, let's blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's not like that at all. He wanted to make a film. And that's what I really like about lower budget films. When a lower budget film is really successful and everybody's watching it, that's what I absolutely love. I'm like, I get fired up. I'm like, hell yeah. Because you don't need a ginormous budget to make a good film.
Right.
You need a camera and you need a story. That's what you need.
Do you feel like you have succeeded?
No, so something about me, I'm never ever satisfied, and I don't think I will be, ever. And I don't really want to look at it in a way of success. I don't want to look at a number variable that my bank account has that means I'm success, or my film won an Oscar. Like, that is not what is success to me. Success is waking up and having an opportunity to go to a set for 10 hours and not want to die. Want to actually be there, having fun, love the people I'm working with, and that's pretty much it. I just want to have the opportunity to, not live in my car anymore, and just create, and just every day wake up and have a good mindset going into each project I'm filming. Because the Couch Surfer, I was super passionate about it. I was like, this is my story, I want to tell it, I want to make it. And then the next one, it wasn't my story, but I still wanted to be there every day. I wanted to create that. Next one after that was mine again. Was super excited to make it. This current one, I absolutely love the story my friend wrote. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I don't know how you wrote this. This is so cool, so funny. We gotta do it. So, just waking up and having something to be passionate about is my version of success.
I agree with that. Like, being on set for the rest of your life, that is a form of success.
Yep.
I would say I agree with that.
100%.
That would be mine too. But mine goes a little deeper than that. Mine is, I know I've done it when there's people that call me their mentor, or that say, I'm in film because of her, So it's a little deeper.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to touch people.
100%.
And not have them say it because I'm in the room.
Yeah.
I want it to be known because I'm not in the room.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want my name to be mentioned more in film.
100%. I know exactly what you're saying. A big thing for me was one time I can't remember what film I was watching, but I was in the movie theater and the film made me cry. And obviously many films can make you cry, but it made me cry. Then I started to think about it deeper. Is this writer and director who doesn't know me created a film that touched me in a way that made me feel something without like I didn't force myself to cry. I just started to cry.
Right.
So I took a step back and I'm like, how did he do that? And he didn't write that movie for me. He didn't write it for his specific audience. He wrote it for him, and it connected with me. That's the beautiful part of film for me. I want to create something that is for me, but then other people around the world are just seeing it, and it can make them cry, it can make them laugh, it could make them jump scare, something just to connect with people, make them feel something.
I've watched a few Netflix shows. I connected with them personally, and I'm like, that's what I need to do.
Exactly. And it's so weird because these people don't know you, yet you're watching this, and that you feel like the story and the characters are speaking to you. It's pretty beautiful, and that's what I kind of want to do, is just write characters that people can find themselves in, and stories.
Relatable, and community. If you builds a community, because the characters like take over, and you're like, God damn, I feel like that person, or I've been there, or
and you're rooting for them or something, and you just realize that this is a fictional character, yet you have a connection with them. That's what is so beautiful about
like Harry Potter,
Exactly. I'm a huge Harry Potter.
Oh my God, like I wanted to be there.
I was Harry Potter.
We were there. So yeah.
How long have you guys been doing the podcast?
How long?
Since September.
I've been doing it for about 2 years, but my other channel got hacked, so I restarted this channel.
Got hacked?
Yeah.
That's super unfortunate. What the hell?
So
that sucks.
the reboot kind of started, I wouldn't say February, like end of February.
Okay, cool.
January.
Cool.
Yeah.
The
I've been
reboot.
doing this for a while.
Yeah. I mean, hard work pays off,
Hall of Fame right there behind you.
Nice.
I worked with almost everybody in that board multiple times, and I hope to continue. And
Awesome.
that's merch we did with the guest that was here.
That's sweet.
It's just
I like
my
that.
community. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Thank you for welcoming me in. I appreciate it. I mean, I really feel like when this film festival comes around, it's gonna open up a lot of just the students and just people like you guys try to just create. It's gonna create an even bigger community because a lot of people that submitted so far are DVC students, so they're right here in Concord. All these people you can use them. Like you guys can use them, or they could ask other people. It's just at the time to network and also go sit down, grab a bag of popcorn, and enjoy some low budget films.
As long as we remember that we're human,
Mm-hmm.
we leave that human aspect. Because I don't want to constantly work in projects and have these people think of me as like I'm some kind of fucking bot.
Mm-hmm.
At the
As
end
a
of the day, as a worker, I'm me. I'm human. I still have needs. I would want to go out for coffee. I would want to go on a walk, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to feel alone.
Yeah.
Like I do so many projects and I'm a filmmaker, but I feel so alone
Yeah.
and empty. And it's like,
Yeah, and a lot of people think that once you release the film and there's eyes on it and you're getting views and stuff, that you're gonna have that feeling of result, or I don't know, satisfaction. But I think for me, like by the time it's edited and done, I don't care about the result. The process of making it, showing up to the set every day, working with these people, creating the vision, getting the script, like all that type of stuff is what's fun. It's the 12 hours on set of problem solving, of working, of laughing, of getting serious. That's the very, very fun part. I don't really ever care about the result. I'm just like, sure, we made it, here's the result, finally got it done. Because you make a 4-minute film, you watch the 4 minutes, that's the 4 minutes of enjoyment. Yet we spent 4 12-hour days on set. Those 48 hours are the fun part for me, not the 4-minute result. It's really that time of creating is like, that's why I love film so much, and making films. Yeah.
well, it's already gotten to the point where people on set are like, so what's next? What's
Yeah.
next? What are we working on
Yeah.
next? It's like, whoa, I haven't even
Slow
finished.
down. Yeah, that's how my right hand man is, he's always just on to the next thing. Like, we're not even through production yet, and he's talking about the next thing. I'm like, dude, slow down. Let's get the post first, and then maybe you can start writing something. Let's chill out. But yeah, he has a bunch of ideas and stories under his belt, ready to go. But yeah, well, hopefully we'll finish this one by the time the festival is done. We're a little behind schedule, just because, you know, actors conflicting with their work schedules and stuff like that. But it's called Bipped. Are you guys familiar with bipping in the city? So when someone breaks your window, they have like a little marble gun, bipping. So we like to make stories about the Bay Area culture. So obviously it's not a great aspect of the Bay Area culture, but bipping is a big thing in San Francisco. So the story's premise is a young man's mother's ashes are stolen from his car after being bipped, and the people stealing them have no idea that his mother's ashes are in there. So he has to do everything he has in his power to get the bag back, to get his mother's ashes back. So pretty interesting story. So it involves a little bit of Bay Area culture. The characters are definitely Bay Area-esque. Like, I played 2 people in it actually. I was a stunt double. So I played an old man, a really old man. You couldn't even tell it was me. And then I played a skateboarder as well. And I just got absolutely leveled by this kid who was playing one of the thieves. It was such a fun day. Of just like, my buddy, because he's directing, he's like, all right, one more. And I'm on the cement like, oh, dude. And we got back up, and one of the takes took 7 times to get it. And I'm just getting, like, this kid's like 250 pounds. I'm just getting leveled. And it was such a fun day on set. But it's just
this is the one you're
working on right now, yeah. So it was just super fun to, like, because I obviously, like I said earlier, I don't like acting, but incorporating myself into the story, or my friend incorporated me into the story, was like super, super, super fun. Because I wasn't acting, I was just walking through and then getting level. It was really fun. But it's a comedic drama because obviously it's a serious subject. Your mother's ashes being stolen from your car is super serious, but we felt that all of our previous films are very, very serious, and we wanted to have a dramatic story, but involve comedy, because a lot of the times
comedy's hard to write.
So hard. But this kid, like my right hand man, I wish he could be here. He's working right now, but he's the funniest dude I've ever met in my entire life, and he has this thing about him. He's always had this. You can ask his previous teachers, like family members. He has this thing where he can just, like, not stand on a desk, but just stand up and have a group of people just hollering, laughing, and then behind him. You know, in high school he created, I wouldn't say contest, like almost like a talent show where he just had people from all around the school, just a talent show. They just showed what they were doing, and in between each one he just came on completely scriptless and just improv and just kept the show going. And he's always just had that, like, thing about him that he can captivate people, he can hold their attention and make them laugh, and that's the perfect type of person to write a comedy. And I think his script was so funny. I was reading it at first, and you know, sometimes the comedy doesn't jump off the page, right? You don't know until you really show up, and the actors are riffing. And when they showed up and they were riffing the script, it was absolutely hilarious. And because at first I didn't see, I get that was a joke. You know, you're reading it like, oh, that's a joke, but I didn't laugh. But then I show up on set and these guys are delivering it, and then the comedic timing, I'm like, holy crap, this is actually working. It was really, really fun. And then our buddies who are playing the thieves, they have a lot of the comedic, you know, aspects of it. They are absolutely hilarious. They bounce off each other. I think chemistry is a big part of comedy. So I think we're doing everything right now for comedy. Hopefully when we show at the festival, people are laughing and not taking it serious. Because, you know, sometimes you're trying to be funny and then people are taking it as you're trying to be serious.
Well, so, because it's so based on the person's perspective.
Yeah,
Funny is different to everybody.
Exactly.
Like, I'm funny in person with people, and some people are like, you're not funny. And then on paper, I'm like, not funny at all, and I'm trying to be funny, and it's like, so complicated.
100%. Like, you can be a funny person, but that doesn't mean you can be a stand-up comedian, right?
Right.
You gotta, exactly. Writing comedy and being a funny guy is very different things. So I think my friend is actually proving himself right now as a comedic writer, and I hopefully that the audience perceives it. And if they don't, whatever, you know?
Right.
We shot it, we tried it. But yeah, it's really fun filming in the city as well, just running around with a camera. So many cool locations you could shoot at.
In the city? I was red flagged. They were like, don't go to the city. They're gonna hold you back.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, their security and police.
Okay, I did have a run-in with security. I had a very, very, very funny one. I went on top of a parking garage, so it's public, right? I'm not even in a car. I walked up with the camera and the tripod. So I just walked up a parking garage, took the elevator. You know, I'm not trespassing. I'm trying to film. He was coming by on the road, so I'm filming, you know, tracking shot. I was him going through the road in a busy city. Super, super cool shot. It literally was gonna take 20 seconds. 3 security guards walk up to me, and they're like, "Hey, buddy, you can't be up here." I'm like, "All right, give me 2 seconds," because he's coming around. I'm on the phone with him. He's coming around the corner, just trying to get the one shot. I'm like, "All right, give me 1 sec, let me do my job." And then I'm like, "Okay, I got the shot." I'm like, "All right, I'm out of here. Thank you guys." And they're like, they're all behind me, like right here, just like, "Dude, get out." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm leaving." And I was like, "I understand you guys are doing your job. I'm doing my job. You're doing your job. All cool." And then what really, I went in the elevator. I'm going down. They stop the elevator, and all 3 get in with me. And I'm like, "Okay, what's going on? Let's chill out." And then they just start giving me all these problems about you're trespassing, all this stuff. So I said, "Okay, call the cops. Call the cops right now, dude. There's no way in hell that anything I've done is wrong. I was up on your parking garage for 20 seconds, like, chill out."
So before the cops were called, what were they trying to?
They were just saying I was trespassing. They were just saying, like, you guys, you can't be here. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm leaving.
Right.
Like, I got my shot, I'm leaving. Like, I understand you're doing your job, but chill out." They're like in my face, cussing and stuff. And I'm like, "Okay, guys, like, you gotta chill out. I got my shot, call the cops. You guys have," and then I was being an asshole because they were being an asshole with me. So I was like,
Right.
"You guys don't have any authority or any power whatsoever. I'm not intimidated by you whatsoever. Call the police. Like, actually just call the police." And then I get down the elevator, exit. I'm standing on the street. I'm on the street now. I'm on the actual sidewalk. And they're still like going at me, and I'm like, I left. Like, what the? I'm waiting to get picked up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm literally just waiting to get picked up. Like,
they wanted you like far the fuck away.
I know, and I'm on the sidewalk, and there's a guy doing fentanyl right here. I'm like, dude, what am I doing? I just have a camera. Like, chill out. So yeah, San Francisco is definitely like you're gonna run into some issues if you go into like buildings or anything. But I was in a parking garage. Like, I don't understand where that came in, but I know the big thing besides like, you know, the permits, police, security, all that stuff is thieves. You know, we have expensive camera equipment, so we did have to hire security. Our brother's friend does security, so we had him on set all the time, just walking around with us, and made everything way easier. But he also, we let him clap the slate a couple times. It was fun. It was fun having security around. But our previous film before that was also, or 2 before that was in San Francisco as well, but we were filming at night. So
Isn't that even worse?
And yeah, and we were in a bad part too. So it was like double whammy. We had security that time too, but it was really like checking over your shoulder at every second. But the film was very grungy, noir and all that, so I think it kind of added to it, is that we were actually a little bit in fear, just like looking over our shoulders. And then this most recent one is about, you know, bipping. It's about like being a thief. So it's just it's ironic almost. While we're filming about being, you know,
talking about permits. Like, have you dealt with permits and insurance and all that good shit?
No.
It's a fucking pain in the ass.
I don't even want to get. I'm gonna let when that time comes. I'm gonna let my AD or some
Somebody,
nerd. You know, I'm not dealing with that. That's not my job.
Okay, I'm glad you're not the only one that feels that way.
I do not understand.
I fucking hate all the paperwork and all that shit.
I've never experienced it, and I don't want to. I'm not excited to. We joke about it on set all the time. Like, you got a permit for that? And
I had to get one for my last set. I mean, it was cheap. It was in Antioch, but I had my DP help me, thank God. Because if it wasn't for him, I would not have done it. Because it's just too complicated otherwise. Because we were trying to get, you know, the fields and DVC and stuff and parks, and they were like, no, or they wanted too much money for it. It's
the fact that they're asking for money to film in a public, not like pretty much public areas.
Right.
Beyond me, honestly. Like,
the city wants their cut too.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like, you guys want to cut, but this film probably isn't going to make any money, and we're just making it because we're students. That's what we always said. We're just always like, if someone had, I think a couple times I wasn't really involved in the conversation, but people have asked, like, hey, do you have a permit? And I think we always say, no, student film. And then if it really comes down to where, hopefully police never get involved, but if it's just some guy and it's his building and he's like, yo, you know, you need a permit, I'm honestly just going to shoot what we need and then get out. Like, every time I'm going to try to work around it. And if you want to come after, and when we're done editing, you want to kind of try to strike my video or something, go for it. You know.
If anything, they should be proud that you're trying to bring attention to Concord or to their building or whatever.
100%.
It brings traction. The little traction it
Exactly.
gets.
If I owned a building, and someone's trying to film like a short film, I'd be like, that's super cool. What the hell? Like, let's help you promote. Like, we've shot in a local bar because our friend worked there. My second man, he was their janitor, and they were completely cool with it. They were like, oh hell yeah, and then I was like, we're gonna shout you out in the credits. Like, we're gonna totally like, this is awesome. We appreciate you so much for letting us do this. And it was super cool. They let us use the bar for shooting, and no permit, nothing. It was just like, can we shoot here? And they're like, yeah, just don't bother anybody. Which was a little difficult because then when we're doing exteriors of like the bar door, there's just drunk people coming in and out, and then they're like, whoa, camera, and it's just like, and they're already hammered, and you're like, oh shit, like, how are we gonna deal with this? And they're literally like getting right up to the lens, like, whoa, what are you guys shooting? It's like, dude,
that's annoying.
it was very, very, very annoying. And then one shot, it was such a good shot, and we had already done it like 3 or 4 times, and we needed to just, you know, like wrap it up and move on. And this dude was just a drunk dude smoking a cig outside the bar because it was an exterior. He just started like fake humping the air, and he just completely ruined the shot. All the attention was supposed to be the 2 main characters walking to the door, and there's just this asshole. We said he could be in it. We're like, hey, like, because I think he asked us, like, hey, can I be in it? Can I do something? We're like, yeah, just stay here and smoke a cigarette and have a conversation with this guy.
Right.
You're not gonna be mic'd up. And then he just completely stole the show, and it's just like fake humping. I'm like, holy crap. And we didn't notice because I don't know who was watching the monitor, but we didn't notice this until post. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna use take 5, and then I look at take 5, and there's this casual, he's a usual at the bar, and he's just taking all the attention of the entire shot. And I'm like, holy shit.
Any way you could like erase him out?
Nope, we just used a take before, and then we cut it short because just it ruined it. He did. He completely utterly ruined it, and I've seen that guy because that's our regular bar we go to. I've seen that guy multiple times, just like, and I'm always,
you're like, motherfucker, fuck you.
Exactly. I'm just like, fuck that guy. We literally laugh about it every time because he looks exactly the type of dude that would want to steal a show. It's just like, dude, come on. But yeah, the permit thing, I'd rather work with people who would want to do us a favor. Because, like, I don't even think it's in the budget whatsoever for us to even get a permit. Like, how much does a permit cost, usually?
Well, the one we did it ended up being like $90.
Okay.
Not too bad. But insurance, I got offers for $500, I got offers for $300, and I'm like, why the fuck do we even need this?
Holy shit. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Around that ballpark.
Yeah. Have you guys ever, like, rented a studio or a venue or anything like that?
No.
We rented a studio. I thought it was going to be, like, this size, like, maybe that door to this door. It turned out to be, like, here to you, maybe. And I was like,
Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
No, it was literally a garage. It was a garage in the city. So it's like one of those homes that are, like, pressed up against each other. It was literally just a garage. I was like, well, I messed up, and I had already rented it, but it was only $25 an hour. So it was, like, really, really cheap. And then they had studio lights and stuff, so it was cool to film there, but definitely had to adapt to that situation too. And I was like, you know, we already paid for this studio. That was the Craigslist actors. Like, we have the actors here, let's just shoot it. That was for my USC application. I actually really like that one. It's called The Silence Between Us. If you guys want to check that out, it's only a minute and a half. Won't take up too much of your time. No dialogue whatsoever. It's a conversation between 2 previous lovers that can't be together anymore, and it's told completely through facial expressions. And it's only a minute and a half, and it was just, I think what's cool about it is you can interpret the story any which way you want, which is really, really cool. It's like, it's kind of about my experience with love, and then this person can interpret it, you know, whichever way they want, take it from that. But every person that I've shown immediately tells me that it's powerful, and they feel something, they were in it. So I really like to work on that one. But, you know, you have to adapt to what we're doing. So it was, you know, I would be here and you would be there in the shot, but the place was this big.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are we gonna get a side profile and then so what we had to do is continually switching them, and then we'd have to switch the backdrop. So it was a tough situation to deal with, but we created an atmosphere that worked for it, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned a studio or a warehouse. I kind of feel like that's the direction I would want to go with this podcast, but you know, the whole money aspect.
Yeah, well, actually, if you look up sharegrid.com, have you heard of that? Mm-mm. So ShareGrid, wait, no, ShareGrid? ShareGrid's for equipment, my bad. Gigster, Giggster. Gigster has all over the Bay, even here. They just have people that rent out their personal places. Like some have warehouses, some might just be a room like this. But it ranges from like 20 an hour to 200 an hour. Mm-hmm. But you can get a warehouse for like 50 an hour now. Mm-hmm. And then the fees and the taxes are not horrible. There's no permits. They'll just, the person who owns it won't even be there. They send you a text, hey, this is how you open the garage. You can use whatever's in
like
there.
Like an Airbnb, but...
Exactly. And it's really, really like, there's full warehouses for only 50. I went with the 25 and then got screwed over with that small studio. But yeah, literally 50 an hour for just like a big warehouse would be super cool. And then like, in Berkeley, there's this mini movie theater that you could rent out for like $75 an hour, and it looks like that shot from Taxi Driver when he's in the movie theater. Like there's all these small little things that you could rent out for like hours at a time. It's really, really cool. So definitely check out Gigster. They have great venues. That's cool. Yeah.
All right, I have to ask this. Do you believe in
Aliens?
aliens?
Yeah, I think that. If you think humans are the only, conscious beings and we're all just on one planet, it's kind of not the smartest thing. It's an infinite universe, so you know what's out there.
I had a guest tell me that they don't believe in aliens.
Oh, really? Were they religious or something?
They were, but...
That didn't have anything to do with it?
No, I don't think so. He's just...
Yeah, we're the only ones.
I don't believe it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Get out.
So you obviously do believe in aliens?
Of course.
Okay. Of course. What about ghosts? Do you believe in
ghosts?
Okay, yeah. I believe in ghosts. I've had a couple experiences.
Want to share?
Of course, yeah. So when I was a kid, shout out Vinny, my cousin Vinny. We were really young, 8 or 9. We got a sleepover, and we have in my house we have these sliding closets that are sliding out rollers. There's 2 sides of them, so they overlap.
Yeah.
They were overlapped, so the closet's open, pitch dark. My cousin and I are in bed. I know he's in the bed. It slams hard as just the hardest like loudest thing.
Out of nowhere.
Right in the middle of the night, and we're just like, what the? Freak out. I had a little machete at the time. I grabbed my machete. He grabbed a slingshot or something. We got ready to fight that ghost. I can't remember. We grabbed it. We stayed in the bed, and then I think he either got up or I got up. But we were debating about who's gonna turn on the light. We're like, someone has to get out, turn on the fucking light. So yeah, that was one of them. And then this other time in Antioch, there's an abandoned hotel called Byron Hotel. And in Antioch, yeah, you can check it out. It's called Byron Hotel. Super cool. And we were the only people there. All of our friends were all in a circle, and we just hear the loudest, most gut-wrenching scream ever from super far of a girl. So we're like, what the, terrifying. To the point where it gives you chills and you're like petrified. I was like, oh shit. So we had to debate at that moment whether to leave or to go keep checking out the hotel. So we kept checking out the hotel, flashlights everywhere, didn't see any trace. Because we were thinking at first, obviously, oh, it's a group of girls, pranking us. No one could be found, super empty, scared. That's another kind of that. I count that as a ghost. But yeah, super scary.
Did you record it? If you didn't record it, it didn't happen.
That's true. I didn't record it, unfortunately. Should have had a vlogging GoPro on or something, but no. But the thing is, we all heard it, and we were like, you guys heard that, right? And they were like, yeah. It wasn't super loud that it was right there. It was super distant, and we're like, what the fuck? Because we'd been there many times to the point where you're not really scared about going back into the abandoned scary house. But this time it was just are we gonna go in there? And we did. And there's no ghosts to be found. But what about your experiences with ghosts?
They're real.
They're real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as
you ever
far
seen
as I'll
one?
go. I heard sounds.
Okay, yeah. I feel most of the time
not
it's sound.
actual.
Yeah, to present.
Thank God. I think I would die.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I would do. It's so terrifying. I mean, I was scared of the dark until I was 16, maybe.
Dude, and they won't believe me.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. They won't believe me. I'm crazy as it is.
Ghost deniers are the worst because they're just so set on, no, I've never experienced, there's no way. It's you think really energy can just be destroyed or be displaced? It's how? Obviously you die and your heart and brain stop working, but there's something going on. There's definitely energy. I mean, you can feel when someone's looking at the back of your head, but you're not looking at them. You can feel.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something that's a sixth sense in a way.
Yeah.
How is there not things that we can't see that we
Right.
sense? So that's what I kind of think about that. There's no way they're not real.
Right.
They gotta be.
Okay. Final words? Last thoughts?
Thank you. Check out Sapientio Productions. We have a lot of new stuff coming out real soon. Really exciting stuff. Thank you for having me on. Check out the film festival. Please submit something. If it's still in progress, we are accepting in-progress films as well. Just try to finish it by June. If you can't, it's not the end of the world.
Does your film festival have a name?
It's just called Sapientio Film Festival. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you going to be advertising?
Yes, the advertising is going to be pushed really hard soon.
Like in person and on social?
Totally. Social media, that's why I'm trying to hire someone to really get the social media side dialed in because it's not my forte. Right. I hate, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. I don't even have TikTok. Not my thing. I'm going to get somebody to do it for me. But please submit something if you're making something. Don't be nervous whatsoever. It's really going to be something that it's going to pay off. It might be nerve-wracking at first to have people see your thing and not knowing how they're going to perceive it, but it's something that you have to do eventually. So please submit something.
Are you planning to make this like an actual film festival every year?
I want to do it anyway. I really do. I want to come because I'm doing it in summer. So let's say I'm at school the next 2 years. I can come back every summer and host these things for students at DVC that maybe I previously worked with or that are just coming up. Local filmmakers.
And Modesto, when I was out there, they asked me, "Do you guys have a community?" I'm like, I don't know nobody.
Not really, exactly. So I mean, this podcast is literally building one. That's why, I was really excited to be on, and I appreciate you having me on. This is really, really cool what you guys are doing.
And also, when you have a flyer or whatever, I'll put it on my wall.
Sweet. We have one. I should have brought it. I'm kind of dumb, but I'll bring it in next time.
It's all good.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. I really
Subscribe to him.
Subscribe.
Join the festival. I'll be there. We'll be there for sure. And see you guys next time. And